Welcome to 293 Co Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about family ties and triggers navigating trauma during the holidays.
The holidays is like the hardest part of getting through the year because the reality of it is you want to be happy, but when you're struggling emotionally and the sadness overcomes, you dealing with the pain.
Yeah,
so it's at the same time, it's just like a gift and a curse. It's one of those things where you ask yourself, like, you know, the holidays, I'm supposed to be happy and I'm supposed to be cheerful and it's supposed to be around family. But it's also the struggle of who do you consider family? How much family have you lost during that time? Did you lose loved ones during the holidays? It's a lot, you know what I'm saying, emotional that you have to deal with. So then you got to ask yourself, like, where do I start?
Absolutely. It's like, it's always a question mark showing up around family members. Like you said, the uncertainties, the unresolved trauma, the grief, like you said, that comes like maybe you lost a loved one. A mom, a aunt, a dad, sister, brother, a child. So this has been, I know this has been on everybody's mind, especially traveling for the holidays, going back home to see family members, and some people who probably just haven't seen family members in a long time and decide, you know what, I'm going to go see family members, this Christmas or this Thanksgiving or this holiday. When they do show up, you got anxiety arising because you never know what to expect. It brings back that childhood memory that caused that trauma. So it's been quite interesting, especially with COVID that came and gone. It's still here. There's a lot of loss.
But at the same time, when you think about it, it's like holidays are one of those things where it also brings up that anger and make you mad. Because some people you only see on the holidays, right? And them you consider the discount relatives. Or the discounted friendships. What I mean by discounted is they only coming for a small period of time, and you only going to get a small percentage of them. And majority of the time, you got to ask yourself, the percentage am I getting, is it real or is it fake?
True.
You see what I'm saying? You think about it, like sometimes you don't see family or friends until, Thanksgiving, Easter, and Christmas.
Yeah.
Them are the main three. Where everybody be like, oh, family. On Easter, that's when everybody and their mama get up and go to church. Christmas, because, people looking for presents and stuff like that. Thanksgiving, people looking for a meal. After those three holidays disappear, everybody back to going into their selfish ways, doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And then you get people be like, oh, family is so important. Friends, this is the time of the year where we're supposed to be gathered. And it's just like, why it's only this time of the year?
Yeah.
And so like when you bring up to people like, hey, we should get together, we should do this and this, everybody's busy. But then when it comes to those three holidays, people gonna make time because like it's almost like they want something or they need something from it. You either need attention or you looking to get a gift or you looking to get that recognition because everybody gonna be so happy to see you, all eyes be on you. It's just different perspective. Not saying that everybody does those things, but I mean, like, when you're down and out and you're sad and, you may not have that support or whatever, sometimes your views is going to look that way. And it may not look like that for everybody, but some people, it look that way. Like, I know some people that hate the holidays. They hate this time of year. They hate the gatherings and stuff like that because they've been put in situations where they've been alone for the rest of the year. They be like, well, I'm always just going to stay alone to the end of the year.
Some family members I don't really like. I don't really care about. Just care for.
Right.
Or like sometimes because I'm doing the cooking for my household this year. I do it every year, but like just holidays, even birthdays, sometimes for me can be awkward.
Right.
I feel awkward. Like if I'm going to a birthday party, that's dealing with uh, significant others, family members, or who knows, an extension of that.
Right.
Like, I feel awkward because, you know, you don't really know these people. You know what you've seen, you know what you heard, but like, I don't know, the vibe just ain't right.
Well, I think because, do you ever feel like, you see people true intention?
Yeah.
And I think that's probably what bothers you the most.
Yeah, that could be. That could be. So,
Like, I don't know about you, but like for me, like back in the day, I never like going to parties or gatherings. People have Christmas parties, Halloween parties, and like, St. Patrick parties. And like, I'd be like, man, I don't want to go do any of that. And then being around people get to drinking, people thinking that they're funny when they're not. They being, very like over the top. And so all it did was just cause me to just have that inside anger, anxiety, be ready to punch somebody in the face because I'm irritated.
yeah.
Because I'm sitting back and I'm watching everybody and I'm just like, why do we got to act this way? But for some people, that's how they have fun, or that's how they hide behind certain shields.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because my own shield was like, I had to armor up, like, don't nobody sit close to me, don't touch me or anything like that. But then at the same time, it brought out other triggers in me where I'm just like, man, this is why I don't like being around people.
Like, what other triggers have it brought out?
Just like when people try to hug me.
Mm-hmm.
I never used to like for people to get close to me or try to hug me. I'm just like, why? You know what I'm saying? I hated that. And then I would get irritated when people wanted to just have a conversation. And in the back of my mind, like, why are you irritating me? We're not talking about anything that's irrelevant.
Yeah.
It was like bullshit just to have a conversation because they probably was feeling uncomfortable and didn't want to be there either. Right. We ain't got to talk. Just sit there and chill. I was cool being in a corner, watching everybody else, making sure, like in the back of my mind, like, hey, I don't want nobody to come in here and bother me and talk to me. Because most of the time, I was just a designated driver.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I tried to like put myself in situations to go to like events to be like, okay, I went. That was good enough for me. Yeah. But then after I was there for like maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes, I was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just like nothing against anybody that was there, but it wasn't my scene.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But it just like the holidays for me. I used to like when I was a kid, I used to love Christmas. It was my favorite holiday, And even though I never really got what I wanted, because when you're a kid, you get what you want. Mm-hmm. That's when I found out about the recession. It was real. Because, and that's when I found out Santa Claus wasn't who he was either, because you never got what you wanted. But the thing of it was, as I got older, it was just like, hey, man, Christmas is really my favorite holiday, trying to keep that moment alive, not worry about, being depressed and all this other stuff. But then it became when Zoe passed away, and that was, Christmas was our thing. You know what I'm saying? Like we would make the Christmas list or whatever like that. It was that time of joy. But after Zoe passed away, it was kind of like, Christmas just another day to me now.
Damn.
Like Thanksgiving, that was Zoe's favorite holiday, Thanksgiving. Also, like Zoe loved Thanksgiving. I ain't never really been like a Thanksgiving person. I'm gonna eat or whatever. That was like, to me, it was like a big family reunion when I was small. But I'm just like, as I got older, holidays are just another day.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to challenge myself this year to actually try to find the joy in one of these holidays.
Yeah.
I don't really cook like that. So this year, I'm responsible for the dessert and the games. But I'm not cooking on dessert. I'm just going to go buy something.
Nah, you'll burn down the kitchen in a second.
Yeah, I'm known for burning kitchens.
So what's the most stressful part about the holidays for you?
Being around people all at one time in a gathering. Because I get bored. My mindset, like now, doing treatments and stuff like that, it's going to be interesting to see. Because like last year, I wasn't in intensive treatment. And so this year, starting the beginning of the year, I started in intensive treatment. So it's just going to be different for me to see like how I really process it, if I'm going to be ready to be like, okay, I'm ready to go, or thinking about what I got to do the next day or whatever like that. So it'll be interesting. I mean, I'm going to be around family, but it'll just be interesting to see like if I can just relax and chill this year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What about you?
See, the most stressful part about the holidays um, is making sure well, there's two parts: making sure the food comes out okay,
True.
and then secondly is getting around like other people's family members, not
Yeah.
just like if like I could say now they within that family function, right? Uh, and it's dealing with the madness with that. I feel uncomfortable with that
Right.
because it's always. I feel like maybe I don't know. Like you said, I do see people's true intentions, but it's when they come around, it's fake intentions
Right.
for me, and so I see that, and maybe I'm pretty sure it's a trauma for me, because I don't know what to expect. So
Yeah.
the unexpected for me, it's like, what are they gonna say? What's next? How are they gonna behave? What shit are they gonna say behind closed doors?
Right.
So
But also, do you ever feel uncomfortable because of the fact that like this is not a real talking situation? We just bullshit.
um maybe. Maybe.
Because sometimes that's what for me. That's what it comes to my mind when I know I have somebody like that comes up to me and like want to talk and start a conversation. I just be like, okay, well, we can play this game, but like I also have disassociation, so I know how to do that too.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I'm saying. But the thing of it is just that I feel like people do it a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
especially around the holidays. Just like when you go out, it's just like when you walking into a store and leaving out of a store.
Mm-hmm.
They're trained to be like, hello, welcome to such and such. How are you doing today?
Mm-hmm.
And when you leave, they're trained. Happy holidays. I hope you have a good day for the rest of your day. Do you really care how my day going?
Really, they
No,
don't.
because you have to say it because it's
Mm-hmm.
company policy. And I feel like some people get so programmed in knowing how to be when they leave their homes,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, that they put on that persona of, well, this is how I need to act. This is what I need to do. Like when you see people sometimes and they always look happy,
Mm-hmm.
or they're always smiling. Well, now, once you start working on yourself, you can see behind that mask.
Yeah.
And the holidays, I think the thing that bothers me the most is because like when I finally took off my own mask, I was able to see like the fakeness around it in
Mm-hmm.
society.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why sometimes I be so bothered about it, because it's just like, not saying that people can't be joyful or whatever, but you ain't that damn joyful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely not. I think the thing for me too also is like when everybody comes to the house or something and they're bringing Christmas gifts.
Right.
Like I feel like I'm not included in that because everybody gets in. It's just like, oh, okay, well, it's like it was the afterthought, huh?
Yeah, see, that's got to be the most hurtful thing.
I mean, it used to be. Now I'm kind of just like, you see when you do your work and you're actually physically doing your work as far as
Right.
therapy, you see where people are at. You see how they feel about you. They can tell you. People tell you all the time, I love you so much. Even at family functions and holidays, I
Right.
love you so much. Like, you are the glue to this family. But then those holidays come around and they show you for real
Right.
how they really feel about you.
Yeah, and you know what? Because you just got gaslighted
Yep.
fully. And the thing, it's sad. The more you think about it and the more you talk about it, it's really sad, because the holidays show you things about people that you may have never seen. Because you notice in the holidays, like I said, sometimes people just show up because they want something.
Yeah.
The holidays, some people put in the most effort it's like whatever happened to people just doing stuff because they want to do it from the kindness of their heart.
Well, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that many people left out there that really does stuff for the kindness of their heart.
I think, now it's like who can show up the most, like, as far as with presents. Like, look what I got you. I'm the runner up type of thing. You know what I mean?
See,
it's not really thoughtful. I don't feel like it.
I don't know, because I guess, like, for me, I was always brought up to where it's like it's the thought that counts. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, it wasn't until as I got older, you know what I'm saying, that I really learned what that really meant. Because, I mean, growing up, I mean, we didn't really, we didn't come from much. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, when you were that little kid, and like, I used to want this mannequin. And it was one of those, like, I want to be a, what'd you call it? How you say it? What? When ventriloquist? We tearing that word up. Yeah, used to want to be one. So, like, there was this little dummy that I wanted or whatever, and it was like $100 something. It was like $100 something back then, and because it was a real mannequin, like one of those dolls, like the heavy ones, and I really wanted that thing so bad. And I think the reason why I wanted it so bad was also I wanted to be a ventriloquist. However you say that word, we tear that word up. But also, that was going to be my best friend.
What?
Stick with me now. I was a little kid.
Oh, okay.
But no, what I'm saying is, like, you know how most kids talk to, like, stuffed animals and name them. But, like, with the ventriloquist, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would have been able to talk to it and then, like, give it a voice to talk back. That's how my mom was thinking about it. I'm just saying. But I was, like, 19 years old. Like, and I would always look in the catalog, because, I mean, with Beanie, you had the little toy catalogs back in the day, the little thick ones. And I would always see it. And I wanted it so bad, But the thing of it is, it wasn't until, like, I got up into age, like 11 or 12, that I realized, like, hey, it's a thought that counts. Because I never really got anything that I ever asked for, you know what I'm saying? But now it's just like, I know, like, when people do stuff for me, I appreciate it at the most.
Right.
Because the thing of it is, don't nobody have to do anything for you.
They really don't. No.
Even for, like, the holidays, like, I don't be expecting for nobody to get me anything. Because I'm not looking for nothing. I have the mindset, like, if I want something, then I'm going to save up and get it for myself. Because I'll never want anybody to say, like, oh, well, I did this for you, I did that for you. Because it's like, people come with the intentions of, oh, well, I'm doing this just to be nice, so I did it because I want to. But as soon as you piss somebody off, I did this. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, people have a tendency to remind you what they did for you. You know what I mean? It's especially when it means paying for something.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't know, like, maybe I shouldn't look at it like that when it comes for, like, holidays from people that may give me something that I'm not expecting. You know what I'm saying? But, like, that just stays in the back of my mind. I'm not saying that people do that now, but I'm just saying, like, growing up, before I really started breaking down, like, what things truly mean, when you're an overthinker, that's how it's going to look. You know what I'm saying? Because I know for me, when I do stuff, I do it from the heart. Everybody know I live in a recession. So if I do anything, it's coming from the heart because, you know what I'm saying, it's very genuine.
I mean, as you get older, when you're younger, you always want that toy, right? Yeah. You want that toy that's, I always wanted Transformers.
Oh, okay.
The real
ones, the metal ones.
The metal ones.
Yeah, those was the ones, yeah.
I always wanted a Transformer or, something else, but we always end up getting clothes, Yep.
You always got underclothes.
Yeah, underwear, socks,
yeah,
clothes. It's stuff that you need. You may get one toy that you wanted, but it ain't going to be no Transformer because back then that was expensive.
You may have got the off-brand.
I may have gotten the off-brand.
Yeah.
Or I may open up, and I'm not a doll type of person, but when I open up, my great aunt, she used to make Cabbage Patch dolls back in the day. And so I'm thinking, my cousin, he got Transformer, right?
Right.
He actually got the real Transformer to stand on high. I'm just like, oh, shit. I know what I got. I'm thinking I got the same fucking thing. and when I opened up my present, it was just like a Cabbage Patch doll. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Them days was rough because, being a tomboy is hard. Like, you didn't want dolls.
You didn't want dolls, but, my great aunt looked at me and she was like, "Yeah, you should name it Charlie Brown." Charlie Brown. And, I would then, as soon as I get it, I throw it to the side. And I remember I was so pissed at my cousin because he got what he wanted, right?
Right.
And I'm just like thinking, like, man, because he's a boy, he could get what he want, and I can't get what I want, right?
Right.
So I remember he was like playing with it. He was coming around the corner in the hallway, and I about kicked that shit. And this is, and part of this is where you have a lot of drama going on.
Right.
So I kicked that shit, broke it to pieces, right? Because they used to the arms
don't fly out.
Yeah. Kick that shit, it'll fly. All the shit was flying out. And so I remember he calling my grandma. And my grandma was like, "What's going on?" We just fighting in the hallway, getting it up. This fight, I was pissed, and it was a sense. Now I look back and I was like, yeah, I was real jealous. I ain't going to lie, I was jealous. But boy, there was some drama going on. I'm just kicking toys left and right.
You wrong.
Kicking toys, throwing shit. And I remember my grandma came around the corner, and, anyone that knows my grandmother knows, she always says, family don't fight family. Right? But that day,
you was like, WWE, put them up.
Put them up. I remember her coming around the corner and she was like, "Oh, I'm finna whoop y'all ass today. Y'all want to fight? Y'all want to fight?" As soon as she said that, I said, "No, ma'am.
Oh,
no, ma'am." Yeah, it was too late then. But, there was always a sense of, in the back of my head, why my cousins always get the things that they want and I get underwear, socks, and then that one toy. I remember somebody gave me My Little Pony. I about had a fit. Because
My Little Pony?
Yeah, My Little Pony. I remember somebody gave me My Little Pony one year, right? And I about had a fit. And then, now that I look at it, it was just like, within itself, I felt like I wasn't accepted for who I was, right?
Right.
And so I had to try to fit into their box. Well, they want me to fit in, and that was never going to happen. Fit into their box. I think it was like my aunt, one of my great aunts, because they always wanted me to, you just need to wear dresses and stuff. I just wasn't that kid.
Right.
My grandma never really hounded me about it. I don't feel like she cared, based off the conversations that we had. But when I'm getting My Little Pony and my Barbie, yeah. I'm about done. Done. I was done. But then it's just like, okay, how could I handle that differently? Maybe not kick my cousin's toy.
Yeah, maybe by not kicking the toy and then maybe just talking it out or saying like, "Hey, cuz, can we share?
Yeah, I try.
Can I help? Can I play with?" But you know how it is when a kid first get a brand new toy, right? Yeah. They want it to themselves.
Well, they want it to themselves. But I felt like that nigga was showing off too, and so that was the other piece. I think I saw his face and the way he looked at me, and it was like, "Yeah, I got the Transformer type thing." I try to knock that Transformer to pieces.
Yeah.
But, you learn. And as I get older, I'm just like, I think more for me, it's just, you always want somebody to, and I think that's the trauma piece for me. Because the items that I got for Christmas,
right,
I felt like, you're not really trying to know me. You're trying to insert yourself or insert someone else onto me, and you want me to be somebody that I cannot be, and I couldn't.
Right.
I'm falling out of tree playing. I'm a tomboy. I'm hardcore.
Yeah, I was too.
I'm hardcore. I'm looking at things, differently.
I used to want to be on Matt's bike. You know what I'm saying? Christmas was one of those things where it's just like, You would be excited for it, but you know you wouldn't get nothing that you asked for.
Yeah.
And it's not fault to our parent. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like being an adult now, you see your parents could do what they got to do. Because I mean, it was me and I got 3 other sisters, so it was 4 of us coming off one parent income.
Yeah.
That's a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, still being a kid and you're not really understanding that. You don't understand money yet and bills and all that. You know, Christmas you be butt hurt. You be like, man. And then like when you go back to school, you see what everybody else talking about. They got brand new clothes and stuff. And they be like, what you get? And you be like, underwear. Yeah. Socks. I got an outfit. You know what I'm saying?
Like, and back then, I guess, like in culture families, they really do think about it, you know, because what they've been through and their trauma, right? And so they want to make sure that, hey, you know, I know you need some clothes. I noticed that your pants were knee high.
Right.
You know?
Well, also, if you think about it too, like back in Gen X days, because that's our generation, we Gen X.
Are we Gen X?
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing of it is
our age.
The thing of it is that like our parents and grandparents was like as we got older, we wasn't spoiled. No. You know what I'm saying? That Absolutely was the thing. Not. We wasn't spoiled, so it was like you said, we got what we needed. But like as we got older, my mom didn't do my mom used to put the Christmas tree up Christmas Eve night. She would put the Christmas tree up Christmas Eve night, and then we would wake up on Christmas Day, and everybody had a section on the couch with their stuff laid out. It wouldn't even be wrapped.
Oh, I don't know why they did that back in the day.
And it was like, we would come in to the living room, and mom would be like, okay, your stuff is over there, your stuff is over there, your stuff, and that's what it would be. But I mean, you think about it, but you know what? You think about it, right? I mean, we already knew Santa Claus wasn't real. You know what I'm saying? We up in age. I mean, when we was doing that, we was in middle school, I was about to go into high school type. So it was just kind of like, you know, my younger sisters, they was in elementary, but my mom still played the Santa Claus role. It was just that Santa Claus just came late to the house. Yeah. Because we had a chimney and everything at the time, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, my sister done bought it. But I mean, you know, when you a little kid, you just gonna want to go see what you got. Yeah. But everything will be laid out. Still on the hanger. This your stuff, this your stuff. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it's comical now, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really put much thought in like, oh, I gotta unwrap presents, because like the whole family would get together, like my aunts and cousins. We did a Christmas together. And so like all the adults would pick a name, and they would have to buy each other one gift. And then all the kids would pick a name and buy each other one gift. And it would be like a spending limit for both. And so we would do one big family Christmas gathering like earlier that week. And most of the time it would be on Christmas Eve when we was all smaller. And then Christmas Day you had with your family. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like now that like I'm older, like I said, like at me and Zoe, we used to have a little tradition with Christmas, and we would be like, hey, we're gonna get each other like 5 gifts, and we'll kind of already know what we're gonna get each other, because we kind of gave each other the same thing. But we would still wake up. I would wake everybody up at 4:00. Sometimes I was doing, back in the day, I used to do 2:00 in the morning, texting everybody, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. And then everybody be like, boom, I'm cutting my phone off. You ain't gonna, I'm like, I'm still going to text. But now, you know what? As years went by, I don't even do that anymore. I just kind of sleep through the holidays. Wake up when I wake up. But, you know, with the kids and everything, like we'll decide like, hey, what we're gonna do for Christmas, and then like we'll just we'll get together, and then we open up the presents and stuff like that. But I try to be more into it. But like you said, when you start having more losses, you know, it's just like it get harder, you know?
Yeah, it definitely does get harder. I mean, just thinking about it, I used to always, like for Thanksgiving, I always cook like I was cooking for 30 people.
Right.
Because my grandma would do it, my aunts would do it, my great aunts, because they would all come over like Thanksgiving, and it just be cooking, you know, early in the morning to, you know, time to eat. Yeah. And so I always try to keep that tradition going, even like with, you know, my kids, you know, when they were younger, I always try to, you know, give them that.
Right.
Because that for me, that was a time where it was peaceful.
Yeah.
But as I got older and started dealing with a hell of a lot more, uh, I have family trauma, but a hell of a lot more trauma for me, um, and just I just got to the point where I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't know why. But that's always been, I used to love decorating,
Right.
like holidays, like Halloween. The front yard would always be like a scary shit. I
Yeah.
have like lights that flicker, and like Christmas, same thing. Thanksgiving, we would decorate on Thanksgiving Day, the tree, put the tree up on Thanksgiving, because that was a tradition in my family. And then, of course, Christmas, we all, like you said, we wait. You get to open up one gift on
Yep.
Christmas Eve, and then you got to open up the rest on Christmas Day, right?
Right.
For me, I just felt like I'm pulling away from that.
Right.
And not because I want to, it's because I feel like the people around me don't care.
Right.
So it's just like, you're doing all this stuff, and it's different when it's when somebody's like, you don't do this, or it's always something, and you just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, you see people's family, you see how they don't kind of commingle, and it's just sad. I tried to create that for years, and I feel now I'm just like, well, we just go with it.
It is sad, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, I think like uh last year I did put up a little small table tree. Like I said, Thanksgiving for me is just it's always just been a holiday, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but Christmas is kind of more my go-to. But like the last few years, I was just kind of like, with it, you know what I'm saying? And it was hard because, you know, um, when I lost Marissa, it kind of just really put a damper into everything. Like when I lost Zoe, it had already started to dimmer a little bit, but then when Marissa left,
Mm-hmm.
it was just like everything for me kind of went pitch black,
Damn.
because it was kind of too close to the holidays, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just like now,
Because it was in November, right?
no, December,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
December the 29th.
It was, yeah.
So it was 4 days after Christmas,
Yeah, that's
so we're just kind of like, it's a lot of still memory with that. So it's just like, but I've been still working on myself and transitioning into, trying to do things different, trying to like live like life like genuinely
Mm-hmm.
and authentic,
Yeah.
and um just this morning I was just like, you know what, I don't know if I want to put up a tree, and it's not because I don't want to, but because Bobby is a little menace, so I don't know how he would really do with a full grown tree, the little table tree, because he messed with everything. And like,
Yeah.
when you got a cat that can climb on top of everything and just be doing stuff just to bother you,
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about literally just going to go get one of those trees that you put on the window and then just stick it to the window.
Yeah.
And then, what I'm saying, just like try to bring a little bit of Christmas spirit. And it's something that I could put on the wall and put it up like behind my little fireplace, But I'm trying to do some things different, you know what I'm saying? But like, what's also good is like Brianna get into the holiday spirit. So it's just like it brings me out of my comfort, you know what I'm saying, of just like kind of being depressed and stuff like that. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like Brianna put up the Christmas tree. So I'm just like, you know what? At least I know I'm gonna be around the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And I just take my ornaments and be like, Brianna, you can put those on there too. And like me in Country Town, we do ornaments exchange. So like I still have the ornaments that we do the ornament exchange where it's like it's one of those things that where you send your friend an ornament and then they give you an ornament for the holidays, and you're supposed to like put it on the tree.
Uh-huh.
So it's just one of those things where it's just like, that was something that was cool also.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just that 2024, it's just time to do something different.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels different. I don't know. This year feels different. Um, you know, the people that you had in your life, they're no longer in your life.
Yeah.
Um, and I think usually around the holidays, that's when I start getting sad because I don't have my grandma, you know,
Right.
to kind of bring that holiday in. I have my mom, but I feel like she's overwhelmed and just tired out, and rightfully so. And she tried to keep the traditions too, along with my aunts. But I can see with all of them, we're all tired,
Right.
you
It's a
know,
lot.
especially dealing with COVID and health problems and, you know, family after family dying. It takes its toll.
It really do. Because I just thought about like I've had a lot of family members pass away this year,
Hmm.
just within the last 4 months.
Hmm.
Every time I talk to my mom, it's like she calling to tell me somebody done passed away, and it's just like, man,
Hmm.
and it's just like around the holidays, you hate to see anybody pass away around those times.
Right,
Because
right.
that's when everybody start trying to get tuned in and be like family oriented. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, I'm trying to especially for to the end of 2024, obviously for this year, is I'm trying to look at the holidays different. Like
Yeah.
Halloween, I really didn't
Yeah.
care too much about, but I mean, I did the Halloween softball tournament. That was fun. That
Yeah.
was my first time dressing up in years. First
This
time.
food dressed up as Pinocchio in one.
Y'all, that was like the most creative thing I've ever done. It didn't take long to be creative with it. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? I didn't really put much thought into it. I just had a vision and I went with it. I didn't know it was going to like go as far as it did as far as winning because I wasn't expecting that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I was just like, hey, I'm going to be Pinocchio. What Pinocchio look like? Let me see where I can go with this.
Right, right.
But I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Just me getting out of my comfort zone and dressing up. I haven't dressed up. Oh my God. I couldn't even tell you the last time I put on a costume.
Damn.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Like that was really fun. Like I was really happy with myself that I did that. So it's just kind of like Thanksgiving, like I said, um, it just Thanksgiving for me is just kind of just another day.
Yeah.
I be thankful for still being here, be thankful for family and stuff like that. And you know what I'm saying? Of course, eat good and be around family, but I don't know, I just don't I look at it more as a family reunion, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying, than a holiday.
Yeah. Usually, it is a family reunion. Well, for culturally, it is.
Yeah,
The family get together and they want to know what's going on. A
right.
lot of people playing spades, talking shit.
Yeah,
And then there's also, you know, that moment where it does set in. Like you do have unresolved. You can tell, especially in Black families, there's definitely unresolved uh trauma there,
right.
and nobody wants to talk about it, right? We come together and family members, we come together and we meet up and we laugh and do all this, and we try to forget what happened, right?
Yeah,
And then once everybody's getting their food, and then you get around and you say the prayer, that unresolved trauma has a tendency to pop up on prayer time. As you're getting your food, about to eat, sit down, it pops up because now you see either an uncle or an aunt or a cousin or whoever may be the case, that that trauma arise from. It could be, a mother, father, that trauma arise from. And it's just a split second. Like, if I bring this up, would I be the bad person of the party?
Yeah, you always have that one relative that's gonna say something
Mm-hmm.
that piss somebody off, and then you be like, man, why did you even invite that person anyway?
Mm-hmm. By the end of the night, based off the drinks, Crown Royal, and I'm gonna have to.
You gonna have to have a lot of stuff you gotta edit.
Like based off the Crown Royal or the vodka or the Tanqueray, Tanqueray or that Hennessy, uh, that seems to get the family going by the end of the night.
Most definitely. But like I always feel like, around this time, yeah, it is triggering for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And I know we say triggering, but also I think the other word we can most definitely use for most people is that it's overwhelming.
Oh yeah,
You
it's
know,
it's definitely overwhelming. By the end of the night, you're definitely overwhelmed because that's when the fight starts happening.
well, I think sometimes like before you even get to the family event, you ready for it to be over because you over analyzing like, oh, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Why I gotta be
Oh,
here? Tight. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just kind of like, man, you already anticipating like, I'm just ready for this to be over with and done.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you just got to get there. You put on that smile, and then everybody want to know what you doing. And then it's like people be over there comparing. Well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I don't care what nobody doing. You know,
No, you absolutely
if you
right.
happy, I'm happy.
Yeah, as soon as you get in the car, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna take these fucking gifts in, grab some food to go, and be out. And then because you're giving yourself a pep talk as you
Right,
go in there.
right.
These motherfuckers better not say shit to me. Better not say shit to me.
I always been that person. Oh, you want to take anything home? Nope, I don't want no leftovers. I'm good.
Yeah.
Buy them out. Cause you be like in the back of your mind, you be like, oh, that's longer. I gotta stay.
Just
You know what I'm
longer
saying?
I gotta stay.
But then I am that type of person where I just kind of feel bad because I don't want nobody to be like, you know, thinking that I need it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I guess it's that like the loner survivor mentality, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I'm saying? But I always been like that, even as a kid though. You know, people be like, oh, I be like, no, I don't need nothing. Because for me, I just feel like I don't need much.
Yeah. And that could be the trauma where you wanted to dependent on like your caregivers, but was let down so many times. Now it's just like, well, no, I don't need nothing. Knowing damn well you need it.
Yeah. Oh, I was always that kid. Like even when there was times where it's like I knew it wasn't much food at the house, and be like, oh, you want something? You hungry? And it could be from family members offering, and it's just like, no, I'm good. Stomach be growling and shit. But it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like I always train myself to say no.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always had a mentality like if I can't get it for myself, then I don't need it.
Absolutely.
But you also train that way too, though, to a certain extent. But I hope everybody this year really embraced, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Thanksgiving is coming up. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody who do celebrate it and, really love that holiday, you know what I'm saying? And then for the ones that are just like, hey, it's another day, just make sure that day that you wake up, you're thankful and, try the best to enjoy it and do something for you.
Yeah.
If nothing else, do something for you that day.
I mean, even if you don't have family members or going to someone's house, just make yourself a little Thanksgiving dinner. You know what I'm saying? Or go pick it up, bring it, watch a movie. It's your Thanksgiving. It's what you make it.
Yeah.
And, as we get older, I'm learning that is what we make it. And even during times where you're struggling with grief, um, definitely take some time out for yourself because that's important. Take some time out for yourself to make sure you work on yourself. And if sometimes, when you go over to a family member's house, you have to set boundaries and you have to stick by those boundaries because Boundaries are what? They're safe for you. It's a safe thing for you. It's not
Right.
for nobody else. It's for you. And by doing that, it's like, hey, Uncle John, I didn't really care how you spoke that way or what you said. And, just set up some boundaries.
No, you're
Uh,
right.
and if the boundaries are broken, you can head out, leave, at least you can say, you know what? I put the effort in. I tried it. It just wasn't for me this year. And it's okay to say that. Sometimes family members will say, you just stuck up. You just don't like to be around other family members. That ain't it. That ain't it. I'm dealing with my trauma the best way I can.
Right.
And that is okay. And like I said, you always want to get yourself a therapist to work on that, to give you the tools needed to conquer holidays, because holidays are the most stressful. I mean, there's a lot of fights, there's a lot of abuse going on during that time. And then there's also, suicide has a way to, over the years to go uptick on the holidays. So this is something to think about. Feel how you feel in your body. If you're stressed out in your body, like I do. Sometimes if I get stressed out or angry, I can feel it in my ears.
For real?
Yeah. My ears start to sweat and they get hot. I've over the years I learned how to meditate, which helped me.
Kind of manage it.
Yeah. Because I used to get hot. Like you see my cheeks turn red. I don't know how a black person's cheeks turn red, but mine's do. But my ears get hot, or if I'm like feeling anxious, I start to get like this, like my palms get sweaty and I get like a stomach ache.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Followed by diarrhea.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
Not good at all.
Yeah. So definitely not good. Um, listen, that being said, I want to run some. Tell me, guys, what you think is your most stressful part of the holidays. Think about it. Sit down. Tell yourself about it. And if you like to, share online. If you don't, it's okay. But think about it. Sit down with yourself. Say, what's the most stressful part of the holidays for me? What can I do and what can I not deal with? That's something to think about.
I feel like 9 times out of 10 people are going to say people.
Oh, yeah.
Because I mean, people is like a box of candy. Everybody come in different categories and have to be assorted. You never know what you're going to get though, for real, when it comes to people and their mindset, their moods and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the holidays can bring out different type of stuff in people. That's for sure.
Absolutely. So before we head out, let's dive into today's tip. Let's take a moment to reflect. What does the holiday season mean to you? Is it joyful, challenging, or a bit of both? If so, put that in our comments or on our Facebook, Instagram
and TikTok.
Instagram and TikTok. If you have any ideas for family gathering, feels overwhelming, you're not alone. Think about it. Like I said, think about it. Take some time out and do you. And for those who are grieving with grief, please take some time out. Speak to a therapist. Speak to someone you can trust and guide you and give you right guidance, not the wrong guidance. And those type of friends or those type of family members, and I'm not saying, let's pray about it. You can pray about it. That's great. But there also has to be tools and guidance. So that being said, bye.